like everyone to close their eyes, and I want you to imagine your proudest moment. Think of the feeling you get when you imagine that moment, how it runs through your heart, how you can think of who was around, what was being said, how you felt, the emotions that you had running through you. Alright, now open your eyes. I'm going to introduce myself to you in my icebreaker through a series of my proudest moments. Your proudest moments, they change throughout your life. So things that made you proud when you were younger, you might do them every day and not even think about them now that you're older. My first proudest moment that I'm going to let you in on is when I first got my apprenticeship. I got my apprenticeship when I was 15 years old, and I bet you would not be able to guess what it was.
Nursing?
I am a heavy vehicle mechanic by trade. I got my apprenticeship when I was 15 years old. I did not like school one little bit, and I had to have an option to get out. So my parents were like, if you get a full-time job, you can leave. I entered into the mechanical world, 15 years old. I was actually smaller than what I am now, and I was fixing Cummins engines. So on your road transport trucks that pull your B-doubles down the road, that's what I was fixing. That's what I was on. Getting that apprenticeship for me was one of my proudest moments because lots of people told me I wouldn't be able to do it. Lots of people told me that people wouldn't consider me as an option to do that kind of work. But guess what? They did. One of my second proudest moments, well, my second one coming along the journey, was my first engine rebuild on my own. So rebuilding an engine, stripping out all of its internals, putting it back together, turning the key, and hearing it run. So I was the first one of my group of apprentices. So out of my year, we had 5 apprentices start at once. I was the youngest, and I was the only female. I was picked to be the first one to drop off. I was the first one to get my own engine rebuild to my name, which I fault found, I diagnosed, I stripped down, I did the parts list, put it back together, and it ran, and I was very, very proud of myself. I actually have a piston still from that, and it sits on my bedside table. So I've got a piston for a 15-litre engine just casually sitting amongst, all my lovely girly things. My next proudest moment was getting nominated to compete in the regional Worldskills competition for heavy vehicle. So Worldskills is a competition that's run for trades. So it's run in about 60 different trades nationally. It's run at a regional, national and international level, and things like hairdressing, cooking, welding, patisserie, furniture design. It's even run in nursing as well. And I was nominated to compete as a regional competitor. I was one of 5 that was nominated to compete. And for me, it was kind of like, wow, someone's thought that I was good enough to compete in this competition, to be able to show my excellence in my trade. At the time, I was 19 years old, and I was getting towards the pointy end of finishing my 4-year apprenticeship. And I was having my doubts in myself. I was, maybe this isn't for me. I was struggling a little bit at work with bullying, and I wasn't really in a great place. But someone from outside, one of my TAFE teachers, nominated me. He's like, yep, I think, Louise, you're going to be great for this. You're going to be great to represent our region. So I went in, and my aim for that moment, for that competition, was to not come last. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do myself proud and I'm not going to come last. I'll be happy with a 4th place out of 5. That's my goal. So I went in, competed, gave it my all, super nervous. I was literally like, you know what, we had 6 different skills, so it was like 6 different breakdowns that we had to fix. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to totally write off 3 of these because I'm an engine specialist and I don't know anything about brakes and I don't know anything about hydraulics. Let's just wing it, see how we go. That day, they announced 5th place, they announced 4th place, and then with the top 3, they're like, guys, you're in the top 3, you're going to have to come back for a special ceremony to know what place in the top 3. So they announced 5th place, they announced 4th place. Guess what? Not me. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I got this. Maybe I can win this. Let's see how we go. A month later, we went in for our presentation. They called us all up. They announced 3rd place. Not me. They announced 2nd place. That was me. So I come 2nd in a competition where I was aiming to not come last. So I was pretty happy with that. Going from there, going into a national comp, they usually send the first place from the competition, from the regional comp, but they were like, maybe we can whack your name forward and see how you go. So from there, they put my name forward. I was lucky enough to be nominated to compete in the national competition. In the national competition, I was actually the first female to ever compete at a national level in the heavy vehicle maintenance competition, and the competition's been run for about 40 years. So I was, super stoked, I'm in it. I'm one of the best 11 mechanics in the country. Like, this is sweet, this is awesome. I did not expect anything other than actually enjoying the experience. But we competed for 3 days, and we got to the closing ceremony. 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place, Louise as a party. And I won the national heavy vehicle competition for Worldskills. I was the first female to compete, first female to win. Amazing feeling, like I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it. From then on, I was put forward to compete in the international competition, which was amazing, first female at that level as well. And long story short, I managed to come 4th in the world out of 16 different countries, tied 4th with the French guy, and we're now actually good friends. So that is a little bit about me and my journey, my proudest moments. There is a lot more to that story. Not all of it is super happy. There is some low points in there as well, but they are my proudest moments of my journey.